Good morning, everybody. This is Vincent with Listings to Leads. How are you today? Let's give it just a second as people are logging in. If you would, let me know where you're from, what state you're from, if you're in the U.S. And if you're outside the U.S., let me know. Also, how long have you been with us? This is our Listings to Leads onboarding call. So this is really to give everybody an introduction to what we're up to here, what we're doing, how we're helping realtors. But also our clients kind of check in and see what's new. So if you're new to us, please let me know and let me know where you are. Let's give it a moment for the top of the hour as people are logging in right now. Oh, hello, Don. You can hear me okay? You can see everything. And please let me know, because sometimes all this software running, the voices, my voice gets messed up. If I don't sound correct, let me know and I will turn off the video camera here. Okay, Don. Okay. Kathy is also from Florida. So we have a lot of people here. We usually have a lot of people from Florida. Let's give it just another minute here. So let me ask you, as I see new people coming on, how long have you been here with us? That's a big deal here. Oh, a couple weeks. Got it. Expireds. What can be done? Okay, good. Yeah. Expireds are a big deal here. I think a lot of people are hearing about how we're able to help agents by targeting expired homeowners and turning those listings into your listings. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Definitely. Kathy, you've been with us a month. Great. I hope you're getting your arms around the system. And I'm glad you're on this call. This is our onboarding call. And we're going to talk about all the things that we can do here, right? Actually, not everything, but the big things that are going on. So if you're new to us, welcome. We've been here for 17 years, and our focus has always been on lead capture, right? Whether that's buyer leads or whether that's seller leads. And you can do that with free social media content. You can do that with paid ads on Facebook and Instagram and Google. You can do that with email, and you can do it with print, okay? Oh, Janet, you're new to us, just signed up a week ago. Glad to see you're on the call. You got print, online, social, free social, and email. So that's like a high level way of thinking of it. But also there are some areas that I want to make sure you are all aware of. And some of you already are, you mentioned it here, is that expired marketing is really a big deal for a lot of our clients. They are taking listings and taking expired listings and turning them into their own listings. So I definitely, depending on where you are in the country, this could be a big aspect. And I do want to say, because I talk to realtors all throughout the week, and some people are not comfortable doing that. And I want to point out on the webpage that we're looking at right here, these three people are, this guy in the bottom right has been in the industry 20 years. He door knocks. This gentleman's been in the industry for 2 years. He is becoming a top listing agent in his office by reaching expireds and doing other things. And this young lady's been out of high school for 4 years, and she's got a lot of listings from expireds. So there are a lot of ways to approach the expired marketing segment. We definitely have the tools to help you turn that business into your business. If we scroll down the webpage, you're going to see people talking about our Facebook ads, open house ads, getting buyers and listings, our just sold ads. This gentleman actually says in this video, he runs ad on his properties as they're for sale, generates 114 leads, buyer leads, turns 4 of those into home purchasers, right? Then flips the home to sold, runs an ad, gets a seller lead for $4 and turns that into a $400,000 listing and a $450,000 purchase. And then this gentleman here talks about our automated listing marketing, which we don't actually talk about all the time, but I am going to talk about it today because there's just something really, a great story that you should hear about and also apply. And then here's our listing presentation, right? And this lady is actually from close to Orlando, and says that by the end of that presentation, they're asking her, where do I sign? Okay. So there are 4 things that I want to make sure all of you understand. And let me get, my head looks ginormous on this thing. Let me change this. Can you hear me okay? Everybody hear what my voice, because sometimes the video kind of makes my voice sound kind of weird. There are 4 things. Expired marketing is number one. Facebook advertising is number two. Open house marketing is number three, and our listing presentation. If you can leave this call understanding that you need to have those four things in your business throughout the week, consistently throughout the year, your business will grow. Okay. So let's talk about some of the resources to help you get on board with our system. Let's go over here real quick to the marketing calendar. So all of you have a marketing calendar page, and there's a tab up here called resources. And you will see our YouTube channel. You'll see our live webinars here. You'll see our Facebook Mastermind group and our Instagram place, right? So if I click here on live webinars, I'm going to land on this page. And this is, you can also, if you're not a client and you just want to learn about us, I'm going to send this to you everywhere on this little comments panel right here. This you can find on leadgenwebinars.com. So I mentioned to you, I just sent that, it's on its way to you now. I mentioned that expireds are a big deal. We actually host 4 workshops on expireds every week. You should all be on these just to get your understanding of what you need to do, okay? Today, you see we've got an onboarding class, but tomorrow we're going to have other classes. On Tuesday, how to market your listings. So this will be in depth on how to market your listings. And definitely you want to do that, right? And then we have another expired call. Here on Wednesday, we have a class on Facebook advertising. As I mentioned, it's one of our top things. You definitely want to understand what you can do with our platform here when it comes to Facebook. And then we've got a call here about automated AI text and how that can help you. And then on Monday, top tools for more listings. Then we start over, okay? Definitely get on these classes. Now, I know you're all busy people. We're busy here. So every time that we do a class, including the class we're on right now, it's recorded and being put on our YouTube channel. So I always like to share this with you. I'm going to send it to everybody right now. You might see it in the little comments panel, but you'll see here, top tools for more listings. If you want more listings, you should watch this class on the top right. Remember how I said open houses are it's one of the top 4 things you should do? Absolutely one of the top things you should do. So open house marketing is covered here. And I want to point out this guy here. You see here, it says how Fabrice got 16 listings in 2 weeks. This gentleman is in Miami, and I'm going to talk a little bit about him. We just recorded this recently, and we definitely want to see all of you getting multiple listings, right? Once you've got listings, use our Facebook ad software and find buyers. We're going to talk about that in a little bit here, right? But all of that information is on this page, and I just sent this to everybody just a moment ago. So if you want more business, if you want more buyers, understand what you've got available to you here, okay? Now, we do have a Facebook Mastermind group, and if you're inside the resources page, as I mentioned, you can join that right here. But when you go here, you'll see here featured, this is the call that I was just mentioning, right? And when you scroll down this page, you should all be scanning this for 15 or 20 minutes every week to see what's going on. It's where Scott and I talk about new stuff that's happening. It's where our clients like you talk about what's happening. You might have questions, or you might have success stories that you're sharing, right? So there's a lot here, but I'm going to point this out because I just saw it. And I know that Scott did it last week, but this is kind of this right here. You see how it says 16 listings in 2 weeks. This is a document of basically boiling down this call at the top, which is on our YouTube channel. And that document is right here. I'll try to send it to you. I don't know if this is going to work very well, but I'll send it to you right now. This is a worksheet of, let's see, of this call, right? And it goes through what it is. And I was listening to the call. You can watch it on YouTube. But what he is saying is that he's just doing the basics of what listings to leads is. Okay. And let's see if I can open it here. I had it open earlier, but it seems to be acting kind of weird here. All he's doing is marketing his listings with our checklist. Okay. I'll show you what that checklist is. It's right here. This is the intro. He runs a marketing checklist, which means this is what we're doing all the time automatically. He's working on expireds, and he's got some custom stuff. So everything that this gentleman is doing, it's on this document. Okay. You can watch the video if you want to hear him say it, or you can read it here, right? So I definitely want you to understand that there's a lot of resources to help, leverage listings to leads. So let's get into my account and let's talk a little bit about that. I'm going to be repeating here and repetitive here, but we need to understand what we have, right? And the things that are working very strong are Facebook ads, open house marketing, expired listings, and also our listing presentation. And this call that I'm talking about, this guy with 16 listings, 5 of those 16 listings were from expireds. Okay. In 2 weeks, 16 listings in 2 weeks. Okay. So the other things were just marketing as homes, right? That was it. So let's talk about the listing presentation of expireds and how you market a home first. Okay. So first of all, when you log in, you are going to see that there's a tab here that says listing presentation. And there's a print version here, and there's a flipbook version here. And I have my flipbook version already open here. And let's just look at that and start to get an understanding of what this is. So this is designed automatically in your account. As soon as you sign up, we're going to ask for your headshot. We're going to ask for your logo and connect your social media, all these things, right? And at that point, this is ready for you. And this really tells what we do, what we make available for you when you have a listing in our system. You can run ads on Facebook and Instagram. We share it automatically to your social media accounts. We even create a virtual tour and we put it on our YouTube channel. If you have your own YouTube channel, we put it on yours too. We create print marketing. We create a nearby homeowner letter. We have email marketing. This is all generated automatically. Do you use it? Who knows? I don't know if you use it, but we're doing this all for you automatically. We create email marketing. We create tools for the homeowner. We create short form video scripts. If you want to do videos for Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, it's all designed for you. We create virtual tours and single property websites for every listing. We also create QR codes and we mobile optimize everything here, right? And then from that, you can start marketing as coming soon or just listed, open house, active, pending, and sold, right? This is how you convey to a homeowner, this is how I'm going to sell your home. You can also create custom versions of this, right? You can create them for an expired. You can create that same listing presentation for a FSBO or just a great seller lead that you want to engage, right? And you could put their name and their address on the cover. And in this case, it says how we're going to sell your expired home. Okay. So this guy here, Fabrice, he's in Miami. He's only been in the industry 5 years. He's got 16 listings in 2 weeks. He's working expireds and he's working his listing. So what does that mean, working your listing? We just saw the listing presentation, but let's go in here. I have an active listing. So let's talk about what happens, right? You're going to run an ad on Facebook. Okay. That's first the thing that if you have listings for sale, this is the number one way to get buyers. Okay. And when you click on Facebook and Instagram, we connect to your Facebook account. And if the home is in whatever city, it's going to say run the ad in that city. But a number of you are in Florida and in the southern states. So I do want to point out that a lot of people like to move to those areas from places like Los Angeles or Chicago or New York City. So you can market this home in those cities just like this. Click that button here. That's going to get you leads with name, email, and phone number. This is number one, what you want to do. If we keep going down this list, social media posts, this is free. We are auto posting it to your social media account. It looks just like an ad, but it has much smaller reach. It's just the people who follow you, and even a small percentage of those people are going to see that, right? We give you tools for your seller via email and also to be used on their Facebook walls. Our clients love this. Our agents love it. And also the homeowners love it because they are involved in your marketing system, right? This is a great way for you to get referrals. So use those tools when we're sending them to you. There's a nearby homeowner letter. This is the number one tool of getting high quality seller leads. Actually, expired marketing might be even higher now because of just what's going on in the market. But we also have postcards and door hangers. We have e-flyers for your database. And I can tell you, Fabrice here, this guy who's getting 16 listings, I think he says he's marketing his listings 3 times a week. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. 3 times a week. And he puts that in his listing presentation. Hey, I have a big database of people who are buying. I send this out 3 times a week. I copy this and I blast it out on my own CRM. Okay. We've got short form video scripts. We've got single property websites, virtual tours. He's sharing all these things. He shares them even through WhatsApp. He's got a little group there. We've got sign writers. We've got QR codes. And like I said, we put the virtual tour right up on YouTube. So Fabrice goes through this list for every one of his listings. He does it when it has a home that's just listed. He does it again when it's open house. And he does it again when it's pending and sold. And the pending and sold stuff is really important. Now, I'm going to go back to our YouTube channel and I'm going to scroll down a little bit because there's a guy here just a couple weeks ago who we interviewed. He has 10 listings in 10 weeks. He has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. Okay. That's a lot. That's a lot, right? And then he markets his homes as open houses. So I want to kind of pause there and tell you a little about this. Our open house marketing gets you more listings. Even if you're borrowing a listing, that open house will get you more listings. That's a big deal for all of you who want more listings, especially if you want to build out an area that you don't have your own listings. You can borrow listings from your colleagues. If they're in that area, you can hold those open houses and you will get more buyers and more listings. Okay. Now, this guy has 10 listings in 10 weeks. He's doing 3 things. He's holding open houses, he's marketing as just sold homes, and he's working expireds. That's it. All 3 of those activities get him listing leads. Okay. I'll show you why in a moment. And then he works his listing leads. He does not just call them one time and move on. He is getting listing leads from open houses, sold marketing, and expireds. And then he is reaching out to them to get them our listing presentation in their hands. Okay. Now, if you can see me on the screen here, I am holding a listing presentation to sell your expired home. All right. He prints out 40 of those every month, and he prints out 40 standard versions or generic versions. That's kind of what I call them, which means it's not about a particular home and it's not about expired. It's just how we're going to sell your home. Okay. So he prints up 40 of these and 40 of these, which says expired on the cover, and he gets those in his market every week. Every month. That's 80 a month. And that's why that gentleman has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week. Okay. This guy here, he's not doing 80 a month, but he is doing quite a lot because he's working expireds, but he's working his listings and he's going out there and getting more buyer and seller leads. So this thing is a powerhouse if you use the tools. That's what I'm trying to convey to you, right? If you look at this gentleman here who's on the top of our website right now, he's only been in the industry for 5 years. This video that he shared with us on January 14th of this year, he's saying, I just closed 2.2 million in new listings in the first weeks of January. I can tell you this, when we interviewed him in November, when he started working expireds, and he told us, I'm going to put 10 expired marketing booklets, like the one I have in my hand, into my market every week. That's 40 a month. He started that in November, and you can see in the first few weeks of January, he is closing a lot of listings, right? He's actually becoming one of the top listing agents in their office. I set up the office accounts for listings to leads. If you need a broker or a team account, reach out to me, Vincent Listings to Leads, right? How do we work expireds? Great question, Liliana. Great question. And I'm going to answer that in just a minute, okay? But Liliana, how long have you been on this call with us today? Because I just let everybody know at the beginning of the call that we host 4 live workshops every week on expireds. Did you not hear that? You can sign up for those classes on leadgenwebinars.com. We had one this morning, and we will have one later this afternoon. So the answer to that question, Liliana, is how do we work expireds? It's on that class. It's on that class, which we do 4 times a week, okay? leadgenwebinars.com. Let me give you the short story, everybody, okay? You're going to need to get in some of these classes to get the details, but here's a short story. Wait 3 months before they expire and then call them or knock on their door. My Plus Leads right here, they have a special arrangement with us. If you use this link, tell them you're working with us. They will give you 6 months back data of expireds. They give you their name, their address, and their phone number and their email address. And they tell you if they're on the do not call. But if you tell them you're working with us, you can say, hey, Listings Leads told us that if we're working on their program, that you will give us 6 months back data. Because if you just go to their website and sign up, they only give you 30 days. And 30 days is not long enough to wait because they're getting called by hundreds of agents, right? Because their home just expired. So if you wait 3 months and then call them, which is what these people do on our webpage right here, he calls them in 3 months. This gentleman here, Scott Murray, he door knocks after 3 months. And Scott has these little things in his hand, the expired marketing pamphlet, okay? You can call him and say, I just want to meet you, John up here, or you can knock on the door. Either way, get the listing presentation in their hands. That's the key, right? Does everybody know where to get the listing presentation? Because that's a big deal. Let's see here. I have it somewhere right here. You want to order them. You can order them right here. You can get expired versions. You can get the standard versions. You can even get them for physical. I think everybody needs expireds and standards because if you're working expired, you definitely want that on the cover. So you order the setup, which means you're going to let us know you want it. And then we mock it up and we send it to you. Say, do you like how that looks? And if you say yes, we say, great, go order 10, 20, or 30 copies. So let me send this to everybody right now. So the answer to the question, Lillian, is how do you work them? Is 1, get these pamphlets in your hand and then call them or knock on their door 3 months after they expire and go through the listing presentation with them. You will see from our calls that as soon as you do that, that starts conversations that can last an hour or 45 minutes or whatever. Both these. This young lady here, she's just out of high school. She doesn't know at the beginning when she started doing this, she would call people day 1, the first day it expired. And those poor people are being called by hundreds of agents. She would leave 2 voice messages and they would not respond. She would text them one time. They would not respond. Then she would go in the system in Listings to Leads and create a custom listing presentation like the one we're looking at here She would put their name and address on the cover and put a picture of their home and text this to them. That was the fourth touch. She would text this to them. They would open this on their phone and they would call her. And she has 4 listings in 6 weeks from that action, right? So there are different ways of hitting expireds, and you can learn a lot about those ways by getting on leadgenwebinars.com and follow and taking a few of our classes. Okay. Lillian, I hope that's the short story there. Okay. I hope that helps you. But obviously, there is probably, you're going to have more questions. So get in the classes there. Let's talk a little bit about open houses. Okay. Now, there's a lot to open house marketing. I've got an open house right here. Actually, just got on a call this morning with somebody named Robin from Texas with Orchard. Robin, are you on the call here? No, I know she had to leave for another appointment. But she's going to hold an open house for another agent, okay? And that's something that I would definitely recommend that everybody's doing. If you don't have your own open houses in 2025, were the #1 way for our clients to get more listings. And a lot of those agents borrowed them. So they go to their listings page, they click add listing, and they click grab listing, okay? And you type in a zip code, and they type in a MLS number, and they say, this is not my listing, and they grab it, okay? And then if we can grab it, we'll pull it in automatically. If not, right down here, it says, ask the support team to put it in. So put in the address, put in the MLS ID, tell us what status it is. And we don't even have to run an ad. We don't have to do this. You can just say it's borrowed and submit request, and they will pull the listing in the account, and then you can advertise it. What should you do when you have an open house? There's a lot you should do, right? That's why we have a class on open house marketing. And if you don't have time to do the one that's coming up, here's the recorded version on our YouTube channel right here. We did 5 days ago, okay? But I'm going to show you a couple of things that you absolutely should do, right? So let's go here. First, run an ad on Facebook. Now, run this ad locally. Don't run ads in other states on an open house because they got to get there. The only thing I would suggest is click over here and maybe put the date, day and time, right? That's it. Run that ad. You're going to get leads for $3 to $4 each with name, email, and phone number, okay? Also, there is a nearby homeowner letter. This piece of paper is the reason why so many clients got more listings from open houses. Let's just look at it here and give it just a second. You want to print this up 100 times, okay? It says, I've got an open house from 1 to 4. And it also says that's going to affect your home value. So go here to get your free home value. That's it. That's why you want to hold open houses. This is why many of our teams hold 2 to 4 open houses every week, because they hand out 100 of these at every open house, and maybe 3 or 4 homeowners come through. Now, maybe you've got some of our listing presentations printed up sitting on the kitchen counter, right? And now you can talk about how you actually market homes. But there's even an open house sign-in form that you can have open on your laptop or on your MacBook or whatever, and ask a couple questions, give us your email. We're going to send you a single property website to your email. We even have a video that a lot of our clients run on the smart TV at the home, right? You should practice this at home. You come to Media Library, it's media here, and there is a 5-minute commercial of our listing presentation. It's already up on YouTube. You don't even have to download it and put it on your channel, although it has been done, I think, thousands of times now. A lot of agents do this because they want this video on their channel just to say, this is how I sell homes. So you've invited 100 homeowners, 100 neighbors into your open house, right? You probably aren't going to have 100 homeowners walk through your open house, but you might have 3 or 4. And if they see this running on a 60-inch or an 80-inch TV, they're going to want to talk to you, because not a lot of realtors can talk about this, right? We're not saying that Listings to Leads does this for you automatically when we make this easy with a couple of clicks. That's not what we're here for. We're here to tell people this is how we help you sell homes, okay? And they can visualize this. They can see what's going on. And maybe you've got a couple of listing presentations on your countertops there. And now you've got a real conversation starter. That's what this is for. It's to help you have conversations with homeowners who are thinking of selling their home, right? So this is just sitting on YouTube. You can download it here. You can put it on your own YouTube channel. There's another thing. You already get 80 PDF guides. If you haven't noticed this, you have a PDF guide page, and there are 80 PDF guides. They're all about 5 or 6 pages long, multiple ways to advertise them. Somebody on the beginning said, hey, I'm running ads on these. I'm not getting any leads. Sometimes that works. Sometimes that doesn't. You might be running Facebook ads. Maybe these are not helping. The slam dunk way of getting buyer leads is running ads on listings. The slam dunk way of getting listing leads is running ads on sold properties on Facebook. You can test these out. Sometimes they work, but here's how we know that they work. If you click on marketing tools, there is a print flyer for every one of these, okay? And this print flyer is a single piece of paper, and you can download it. And when you download it, notice what I'm holding here in my hand. I've got a little tabletop stand, and this is how to downsize. They can download it for free. Just use their smartphone, but you're branded on every page, okay? So go pick 6 of your favorite PDF guides that are relevant to your market and put one in the dining room, put a different one in the master bedroom, put a different one in the laundry room. Says the homeowners are walking through your home, or home buyers, they are getting a sense of who you are and what office you work for. And maybe you've got that big video running. This is how you get more listings from your open houses, okay? Like I said, Scott does the class on open house marketing, and it's right here, and you have a link to this right now. There's more to do at an open house to make that really be a huge income generator for you. Take the time to get on our live class on open houses or watch the recorded class, okay? So that's a little bit about open house marketing. I do want to talk a little bit, because I have mentioned you can order, our listing presentation. You can, in print, you can order for expired. You have a link to do that. You can order just standard versions. But remember how I mentioned that young lady, JJ, creates custom ones? You can actually create these listing presentations for a FSBO as well. So if you want to get more listings, you definitely want to figure out, how do I get more listings? How do you get this listing presentation in front of more homeowners, right? Because right here, I have a listing presentation for a FSBO. We even have landing pages to help you engage FSBOs, right? But once you've started that, you can always reach out to them and say, hey, by the way, I'm a realtor, and this is how I sell homes. Would you like me to help you sell your home? Guess what? We have a full class on FSBO marketing, okay? So if you want to turn FSBOs into your listings, I highly recommend you jump on that call, okay? Or you go watch it on our YouTube channel. But I'm going to go to the listings page, because all of you can do this. You can go to add listing. You can say, I'm going to manually add a listing. We're not actually going to create a listing. We're going to create a listing presentation. And you can do that by clicking listing presentation here, or an expired presentation here, or a FSBO, right? They all do the same thing. Let's do expired. And you can type in the name of the homeowner. You can type in the address, and you can save and add one photograph. And when you do, that's going to create a custom listing presentation. And it's going to have the photo of their home on every page. And it's going to have their home on the cover and their name and address on the cover. That's how you do it. This is a very powerful tool to have in your hands, okay? Whether it's electronic like this, or whether you've got it in print because you printed it with us with expired or just the standard version on the cover, figure out if you want more listings, how are you going to get more of those into your market? This guy here, I'll tell you, he gets 80 a week into his market, 80 a month, right? 40 standard and 40 expireds every month. The guy has 2 to 4 listing appointments every week now, right? He does not put as many, but he definitely has our listing presentations. So he's definitely using them, but he's also leveraging his listings and using just our automated system and using all the tools that we create for every one of you, right? The system is powerful. If you want to grow your business, use the tools. Okay. So now I think now you know how to create a listing presentation. You know that you have a link to order them. You know that open houses are going to help you get more buyers and more sellers. Okay. Let's talk about Facebook ads. And let me ask here, and if you don't mind, in the comments panel, give me a yes or no. Have you run ads on Facebook with our system? Yes or no? And I know there was a question at the beginning when someone was saying, yeah, I'm running ads on the PDF guides, but I'm not getting any leads. Liliana, you haven't. You have, and Janet, you haven't. So when you sign up, we ask you to connect to your Facebook business page. Okay. And you definitely want to be running ads, right? Let me just be super clear. Not every one of those leads are going to turn into business, right? There's obviously people out there just curious and tire kickers, right? But this guy here, I'll tell you, he ran on this home, he ran multiple ads, generated 114 buyer leads, and put 4 of those leads into homes. Help 4 of those 114 people buy homes in Texas. This lady here will tell you that she ran a $135 ad for an open house, got 3 active buyer leads and 1 listing out of 1 ad. Okay. This is not every ad. It doesn't do that, right? The guy on the right runs 8 ads a week. Okay. He's got a big team, so he runs a lot of ads. I don't know your experience with Facebook ads, but I can tell you, we make it very easy. And you want to be running ads with our system. Okay. And you can run ads. So I've got an open house here, right? That icon says open house. So if I click market listing, how do I do this, right? So you know that the first thing you did is when you signed up, you connected your Facebook business page. So at that point, you can click on Facebook and Instagram. And here, this wheel is spinning because we're connecting to the Facebook ad platform. All right. And since this is open house, whatever city it's in, it's going to say that city with a 15-mile radius. You could expand this to 30 miles or 40 miles, whatever. You might want to change that to $50. You get cheaper leads. Janet, you did an open house ad this week. And when did you run the ad, Janet? And you were saying it was not successful. One of the reasons, and this is good for everybody to understand, what day did you run that ad, Janet? And you can always book a call with me, Janet. We can look at what happened. I notice a lot of agents actually sign up on Fridays. Yeah, he ran it on Friday. And what you may not know is sometimes Facebook says you have to wait 1 day before we make this live, or we are going to approve it. And we may not approve it for 1 hour or 10 or 12 hours. So your ad's not actually showing very long on Facebook. And it doesn't work. I don't know. Janet, when was your open house? Was it on Saturday or Sunday? So Janet ran an ad on Friday. If her open house was on Saturday, the thing might have been expired. Oh, it was approved right away. Okay. So we can look at that, Janet. You can book a call with me. I sent my address, my email to everybody. We can look at that, why that didn't work. Because normally that works. But if you don't give Saturday was the open house. So did people get enough time? People, please run your open house ads at least by Tuesday. Give it some time to be on Facebook for people to see it. That's really obvious, but people sign up and they do things last minute, and that's just the way the world is. Okay. So this is how you do an open house. Let me show you why you want to use our software. Okay. Because if you go do something in Facebook, you got a lot of options, right? They're a big company. They're going to give you a lot of options. You don't get a lot of options with listings to leads because our clients are looking for leads. And so when people click on the ad, the first thing they see are questions. You can change these questions if you want. We've added multiple questions that you can add, and you can turn some off. You are always going to get full email and phone number. This is the big reason why people are using our ad software, because while you're looking at those blank fields on the right, they are auto-populated by Facebook automatically. So this is very accurate information. Not 100% accurate, but easily 80% accurate. Okay. So if you give yourself time to let this work, with a $50 ad, you can wind up with 13, 14, 15 leads. But for open houses marketing, most are going to Zillow or Redfin or just shows up on the day. Let's see. Billy's got a question here. But for open house marketing, most are going to see it on Zillow or Redfin or just shows up on the day instead of sign up online without unknown platforms, right? Billy, I think you're right. I think a lot of people go scan Zillow and Redfin all week, especially if they're looking for homes. But I can tell you, because we've been here for 17 years, Billy. Facebook ad software has not been around for 17 years. The first week that Facebook launched ads, guess what we were doing? We were training our clients on how to run ads on Facebook. Now we're just better at it than we were back then. We have their software built in. And I can tell you that our clients run open house ads every week for years and years, and they get a lot of leads with name, email, and phone number here. That's why some clients just sign up just to run ads. Okay. We're looking at an open house ad. Give yourself more than 24 hours to get a lot of leads. Okay. I hope everybody is following here, right? Let me show you something else about ads. And don't forget, Scott does a whole class on Facebook advertising, and I recommend that you watch that. Let's say you have a home for sale. Okay. Just straight up for sale. It's not open house. If you're in the southern states like Arizona, Texas, Florida, and homes are sitting and not selling, what should you do? It's going to say Orlando, market in Orlando. It's going to say Austin, market in Austin. But you could take this out and you could type in Irvine, California, right in the middle of Orange County. They love to move over to those states, right? You could type in Chicago, right? And your ad will show in Chicago. And you will be getting leads from people who live in Chicago. Or you can type in New York City, right? Freezing cold up there. You got a nice pool showing in your ad. They're probably going to click on that. And they might have some equity. They want to get out of there, right? The older people get, the more they want to get out of those cold winters. This is something that our clients absolutely in the southern states use, right? Billy, I think you're in the Bay Area, right? I have clients who are like up in Sacramento. I have clients who have homes for sale up in Lake Tahoe, this beautiful lake. They market those homes down in Silicon Valley. And boom, those people want those, right? We print millionaires almost every month in Silicon Valley, and they're looking for a nice home up by the lake. Slam dunk. This works every day of the week, okay? You keep watching our clients, you keep going over here, you're going to hear people talking about that year after year, right? So yes, we know that Zillow and Redfin and other websites exist. We also know that our system works. Billy, I shared that earlier, but this is our call. Here's for everybody again. Our class on Facebook advertising is right here. Watch that class. It's on the way to everybody right now. You can get to these links inside your account at any time. All right. You just go over to marketing calendars, the very first link on the top, and you will see a resources tab. And I've sent them to you all just now. Okay. So Learn how to use the system, guys. It works. It's just over and over. We see clients coming in and say, hey, I've got 16 listings in 2 weeks. Where are you hearing that? Right? Where are you hearing that this guy closes one new listing every week? Right. And if I keep going down, it just keeps coming and coming. The only reason that you're not doing that or getting that volume is you're not maybe using the tools yet. And that's why you're here with us today. So use the tools, please. Okay. So that's a little bit about Facebook advertising. I do want to go into one more thing, and hopefully I didn't mess it up. Remember how I mentioned this guy and I said, hey, he's got 2 to 4 listing of, where is he? He only does 3 things. He's right here. He works expireds, he markets sold listings, and he holds open houses. All 3 of those actions get him listing leads. And probably most important is he seriously follows up and works all of his listing leads until the point that he can get one of these that I'm holding in my hand in their hand. He either mails it to them or he door knocks and gives it to them. He's putting 80 of these in his market every month. Okay. So let's talk about how to market a sold property. I've got a property right here that's sold. If your home, by the way, and I hear this every once in a while, if your home doesn't update automatically to sold, just click this button and change it to sold, and we're going to flip everything into sold. And then you market your home as sold. So you click market listing, right? Marketing tools. And what's the first thing you should do is run an ad on Facebook. Easy. And this is the cheapest way of getting seller leads. Okay. Just so you know, on Facebook. Actually, if you do pending or under contract ads, that can get you cheaper seller leads, but it doesn't always work as well. Sold ads, people understand. And here's why. It says, hey, this home is sold and that affects your home value. Click here for your home value. That's it. These leads cost about $7 to $8 each with name, email, and phone number. Okay. If you want seller leads, do not ignore this. Okay. Now, another thing that Leo does is he mails out postcards around his sold property. Okay. 1 mile around. You can see that the front of this card says, go to that website or scan with your phone and go to that website. That's going to say this home is sold. It affects your home value. Get your home value. That's what the front of the card says. What does the back say? That affects your home value. Go to that website and get your free home value. Okay. That's all he's doing to market his sold properties. Okay. When I showed you this call here with Fabrice, he's marketing sold properties, but he's doing one more layer that Leo doesn't do. He's got a big database. He's got a big CRM, a lot of people. So he copies this flyer when it's sold, and at every stage, when it's just listed and open house, that link and that link are going to drive you to a landing page that says this home is sold, it affects your home value, get your home value. 3 call to actions. If you scroll down, that says that affects your home value 1, 2, 3 times. This is why our clients are using our automated tools that we create for you, because they all have call to actions to get you either buyer leads or seller leads or both. If you got a CRM, do not ignore this. Okay. So when you run an ad, I see a question. In different locales, does it appear on your Facebook business page? Good question, Dawn. No, it does not. Okay. Let me answer that question a little more just straightforward, because not everybody understands this. I have a home here that is sold, and it doesn't matter, Dawn, if it's open house or if it's just listed or sold or anything else. When I have a paid ad, it says it's sponsored by your business page. Okay. That means it's going to charge your credit card on your Facebook business page, and it's going to show up, in this case, in a 15-mile radius around Auburn, Indiana. That's where it's going to show up. It is not going to show up on your business page at all. Okay. You might get confused because this tab here that says social media post, we auto post this and it looks almost just like the ad. We auto post it for free to your social media accounts, but only people who follow you can see that. Or maybe the hashtags get somebody to see it. That's it, right? So a free social media post gets to your business page. A Facebook ad never makes it to your business page. It shows up on the news feed of anybody who is on Facebook, in this case, in a 15-mile radius of Auburn, Indiana. So Don, if you run an ad in New York City, it's not going to be on your business page. It's going to show up on people's news feeds in New York City. If you run an ad in Chicago, same thing. LA, same thing. Okay? Everybody's cool on that, right? Facebook ads do not show on your business page. Social media posts, which we do for free, automatically show up on your business page. Okay? All right. So we did talk about sold ads, right? I want to make sure, because I think ever since NAR tossed all the buyer's agents under the bus, you need to have listings. Like that's become more important. It's something that everybody wants to talk about, right? So marketing open houses get you listing leads. Why? Because there's a nearby homeowner letter that you're going to give to homeowners, right? Sold listings get you more listings, right? Why? Because you can run an ad on Facebook that says, we just sold a home and that affects your home value. Click here to get your home value. What else is going to help you on a sold? Maybe a just sold postcard, or maybe the nearby homeowner letter. Choose whichever one works better for you. We create them both. They're ready for both versions are sitting in your account. And don't forget, you can borrow a listing from a colleague that's sold, right? And say, can I market that home? Because maybe you live in a town. I've had this conversation at least once or twice a month. Somebody's, yeah, I've been in the industry for X number of years, but there's some agent who's like dominating my neighborhood. I want to own my neighborhood, but I don't have any business here. What do? Go borrow some listings, go borrow some open houses and hold open houses in that neighborhood, in that town, and then borrow some sold listings and run sold ads. Both of those are going to get you more listings. Then you start holding more open houses. You're running Facebook ads. People start to know that you are the realtor there. The short story that I want you guys to be able to understand, this kind of gets into farming, right? You have an area that you want to develop. How can I do that? With listings to leads, you can do that with email, with print, with free social media content, and paid ads. Okay? And that's kind of true for everything. That's if you have a PDF guide, you got print, you got email, you got free social media, and you got paid ads, right? That is true for landing pages. We create a bunch of landing pages. They're sitting right here waiting for you. Some are for buyers and some are for sellers. And you can create unlimited landing pages, right? You might have markets that you really want to develop, right? Maybe it's San Antonio. Maybe it's 3 or 4 cities. You can create these landing pages for all of those areas. And just like everything else, you got free social media content, you got email, you can run ads on Facebook, you can run ads on Google, postcards and door hangers, right? This is all auto-generated for you. I was talking to this lady today, and we get on this Zoom call. She must have had 50 tabs open. And I was like, wow, okay, great. And then one of the tabs, she was creating this Canva online magazine, right? I was like, hey, I don't know what that's about, but there are 80 different PDF guides here that are all 5 or 6 pages long. They're all branded to you. Maybe one of those can do that for you so that you don't have to burn hours custom creating content. We've got all the content that you need. We can see it year after year that it is helping clients like you get more buyers and more listings. Okay. I'm still having an issue getting my Google updated. Oh, I feel for you, Janet. I don't know if you guys know anything about Google. A lot of companies, including Google, do not want fake business pages out there. Facebook, you probably are aware of that. So you got to work through Google Because sometimes they want you to that usually the problem is you verified or you changed your name or you moved or whatever. That's what makes it horrible. Facebook, if you don't know, they'll shut down your account for any minor infraction to limit their risk. Like, that's really what it is, right? Because I don't know if you guys are aware, Facebook was sued by HUD, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. They had to pay a lot of money. And one of those things that they had to accept is if another agent or loan officer runs another illegal ad on Facebook, their fine is $100,000. Could you imagine that? It's not Facebook doing it. It's agents like you and lenders like you doing that, right? And bam, 100 grand. So what does Facebook do? They just randomly start shutting down realtor business pages all over the country, even pages that weren't really used. I set up offices, so I talked to a lot of broker owners and stuff, right? And I had this one office from Remax say, Facebook just shut down our page. We don't even run ads on it. We just put free content there. We don't even do anything with it because the agents run their own ads. Then they got to work with Facebook to say, hey, we're not a bad person. Can we have our page back? Really difficult. And Google is even more difficult than Facebook. However, be patient, Janet, because Google still today is the #1 website in the country. Okay. And 86% of all questions are asked on Google on the internet. Okay. Now I know ChatGPT is big and AI is getting bigger, but Google's still #1. And if you're using our tools like a PDF guide to market on Google, all the keywords are automatically sitting there for you. Okay. Everything is done automatically. In 2 clicks, you can run an ad on Google, and those are high quality leads. Okay. I definitely recommend Google ads if you want more listing leads. Our clients don't go that far. They get so many listings from expireds and from marketing sold on Facebook and print that they don't need Google. But a lot of experienced agents understand that Google gets high quality seller leads. Also, more expensive seller leads. They're more expensive. I didn't mention this earlier, but we definitely should talk about this, and it's related to Google. If you have any questions, please put them in the panel there, and I will answer them right now. When you sign up, we ask you to connect so that we can put free social media content on your pages. We can put it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Google. Okay. This content grows Instagram accounts. It's like good looking social media style content. It also adds SEO to your Google business page. So Janet, when you get Google to approve and update your account, make sure you connect this to your Google and have this content running, I'd say 5 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and choose 14, 15 topics. There's multiple articles under each one of these. Google sees this content and says, oh, this must be a good business page. We're going to move it to page 1 of any local real estate search. Okay. You want to be on page 1 of Google. Believe me, all of you do, right? If you don't have Google Business, I highly recommend you go through the challenge of setting it up. It's not easy. I know that. And Janet, definitely continue. Just be patient. So everybody, let me know if you have any questions. I'd like to ask while you're still here, if you can just answer these questions. We've got a quick survey. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can for you to kind of get the most out of our calls. I do want to, since you're still here, I got to just repeat myself. Usually to this is just a handful of questions there. Expired marketing. Open house marketing is going to get you more listings. Facebook ads to get you buyers and sellers. And our listing presentation. Get good with these things, right? And that guy Fabrice, I'll tell you, if we learned anything, I just go through your marketing list. Every few years, we have agents come and tell us that. Actually, there's a guy. Has anybody here ever heard of Dustin Fox? Dustin Fox was from one of our office clients, and he said something like, I get 2.2 more listings from every one of my listings. Okay. And he's on this page. This is our home page. Let's see if we move this here. Our reviews. It's right here somewhere. Right here. And all he says is, I just work everything, right? This is probably 2 years ago, right? So he's not thinking out of the box. And just like that guy, Fabrice, who has 16 listings in 2 weeks, they're just going through our marketing checklist and using those things in their market. They're holding their open houses, they're running ads, they're using our email, and they're using all of our tools because why? All of our tools capture leads. Okay. So, everybody, thanks for hanging out with me today. I don't see any more questions. Yeah, I don't see any more questions. If you need help, we got a great support team. They're inside the account. If you need a team account or a broker account, I'm Vince at Listings to Leads. If you have questions about anything I'm talking about, you're welcome to email me and reach me there. Let us know how we can help you. We're always excited to see our clients do terrifically well. Those stories help us grow as well. Let us know how we can help. Have a great day. Have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon.